What is up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Stella Crew Gaming again with another GTA 5 online video for you. Now, if you read the title, you have read it correctly. I am going to show you how to put a Yankton plate on any vehicle. Alright, so couple main requirements. You do need a magic spot. Alright, so if you don't know what that is, unfortunately I can't help you yet because there's no glitch to get a new magic spot. So you have to have a pre-existing magic spot. You also do need to have a Deluxo with a Yankton plate already. Okay, so those are the two main requirements. You need a Deluxo with a Yankton plate that's already been modded, and you do need to have a magic spot. So this car right here from the newest DLC, I do have a blank plate on it right now, which is a regular San Andreas plate, random plate. Alright, and all we're going to do is we're going to have it in our nightclub. We want to make sure we start off in your nightclub. It just makes this easier. So we're going to take the car out of the nightclub that we want to put the Yankton plate onto, okay? And we can do this in a public session, we can do this in an invite-only session, it doesn't matter, okay? So if you've seen the Deluxo glitch before, I did just post it a couple days ago. This is the same glitch, but this isn't allowing us. This is going to allow us to transfer Yankton plate. Alright, so all we need to do is drive away from our car once we've pulled it out of our nightclub. You can pull it out of another garage if you want to, but you always have to go into your nightclub at some point to make sure the interior does show up. So to make it easier, I just start off in the nightclub, drive the car out, and drive away. Okay. Now once we've driven far enough away, we want to call our mechanic and we want to call the Deluxo. Alright. Now something to keep in mind as well. Now this will also change the wheels. So if it's a regular stock car like mine was there that I just bought from the Arena Wars update, it doesn't have any modded Benny's wheels or nothing like that on there, it is going to flip the wheels as well. Now we're going to take our Deluxo and we're going to go over to either one of these two spots on the map I'm showing here right now. Alright, these are where our wall breaches are, so we just want to go over to one of those two spots. Okay, so while I'm flying over there, I'll explain that a little bit more. So my Deluxo has psychedelics, alright? So let's say you had another vehicle that doesn't have a Yankton plate, but you've already got Benny's on it, and let's say you messed up the Yankton plate on it, you deleted it by accident or whatever. But let's say you have spindles on it, okay? Now, by having the Deluxo with psychedelics, when we do this glitch, not only is there going to transfer the Yanktons, it's also going to transfer the corresponding wheel. Alright, so if you've done flips before, you'll understand what I mean. So you want to make sure you change your wheel to the wheel that you want. So if you still want it to be on spindles, you'll have to make sure you change it to spindles or else it's going to copy over the psychedelics. So the wall breach right here, we're just going to go underneath and then down, okay, and it's going to take us underneath the map. So we're just going to go through that little hole there. And if you haven't seen the Deluxo glitch before, I will leave a link to it down below as well as at the end of the video, showing it where I do describe it a little bit more in detail, okay? So this is for more the experienced glitchers, I guess you could say. You'll know what I'm doing already by not even having to explain it. So we're just going to drive over to that little spot that I marked on the map. That's where our nightclub interior is. Now once we get to the spot, we're just going to drop down into the nightclub, and it's going to put us basically in this like hidden room, which is our nightclub, okay? So once we get to this spot right here, right where my marker is, we're going to go ahead and hit X so that our Deluxo will drop and go further underneath the map. Alright, so I'm just trying to get a better position here. So right about here should be good, and we're just going to drop it into the map. Now eventually you'll hit something. Now just hold gas at this point, just drive around. You'll be driving around the nightclub interior. Alright, notice my plate right now says AQUA RAVE. Now once we do spawn up on the map, our plate is going to change. If the plate doesn't change, you did something wrong, you're going to have to start over. Okay? One key thing here, there you go, so now I got a blank plate, so it has changed. Now I'm just going to fly over to my CEO office. Okay? So we need to have at least one empty spot in our CEO building. Okay? That's very important. You have to make sure you have at least one empty spot. If you don't have an empty spot, and you go overwrite a vehicle, it's just going to convert it back to the vehicle we started with. So everything's going to switch back to normal. So make sure you have an empty spot. Okay? So you could use this for flipping wheels, you can use this for putting Yanktons only, whichever you prefer. If you're going to be doing it with a vehicle with a livery, it will strip the livery though, because a Deluxo does not have a livery. Okay, so if you just want to flip, just want to use this for flipping wheels, you would just select the corresponding sports wheels to flip your wheel. Okay, if you're doing it with something like a Halftrack, you want to make sure you're picking the white walls so that they transfer over. I am going to show that in another video as well for you guys, okay? So if you don't know how to flip a Halftrack yet, I am going to show that as well. So stay tuned for that, okay? So you can use this to put Yanktons, flip your wheels, whichever. This will do either or. But again, major requirements, you do need a magic spot. The car that you want to have done, you have to have on the magic spot already. So you can get that either using the Gift Cards to Friends glitch, have your friend give it to you on your magic spot, or you can use the solo dupe that I showed in my previous video to put it on your magic spot as well. Alright, so I'm going to go into Office Garage 1. Office Garage 1 has one empty spot in it. Alright, once we load in, we're just going to hit triangle to get back into our car. And then we're just going to hit right on the D-pad, and it's going to take us into our mod shop. Okay, so obviously your CEO office has to have a mod shop. Now once we're in the mod shop, this is where we're going to basically get ready, and we're going to select any option. So I'm just going to go into wheels, I'm going to go into tires, and I'm going to pick the different white walls. Okay, now at this point we're ready to disconnect our internet. Alright, so if you've done flips before, you'll know what I'm talking about. You're going to go into network, and then you're going to go ahead and disconnect the internet once you have bought one thing on the car. Okay, so you can only buy one thing. So whether you're doing the wheels, you'll want to pick the wheels only. If it's a vehicle that doesn't have white walls, you'll want to pick white walls only. So make sure you only buy one option, and then go into your PlayStation menu and disconnect your internet. Now it's going to throw you back into story mode at this point. You're just going to go ahead and accept the alerts, and it'll throw you back into story mode. Now once you're in story mode, you can just go ahead and launch up an invite only session or go back into a public session. It does not matter. Okay, so I just went into a public session, and I have my spawn location on my nightclub. Now the vehicle that we just did the swap on is actually going to be in the CEO office where we had the empty spot. Alright, so it actually transfers it in there. So all we need to do is walk out of our nightclub, and we're going to go ahead and call our mechanic and call out the car that we just did this on. Okay, so the spot that was in the nightclub is going to be empty now, because that's basically swapped and reverted back to its original state. We didn't actually duplicate any cars here because we disconnected our internet. Okay, now if we didn't disconnect our internet and we just made a change and saved it, then we would have duplicated it and we would have lost our original car. So again, if this is more for experienced glitchers, if you know how to flip, this is to help you flip, put Yankton plates and all that using a solo method. Okay, so use a solo dupe glitch, get the car you want on the magic spot, and you can go ahead and do the Deluxo glitch to either flip your wheels or put a Yankton plate on any vehicle that does not have a Yankton plate. So purposes of the video, that's what I'm doing. So I just called my CEO office, Garage 1, and I called over the Apocalypse car, whatever it's called here. And as you'll notice, I now have a blank Yankton plate on there. Okay. Now something to keep in mind as well, if you notice, it stripped all my upgrades. Okay, because the Deluxo doesn't have spikes and all those kind of upgrades. So make sure you don't bother upgrading the car until you put the Yankton plate on it, and then go ahead and do all your upgrades. Alright guys, well that's it for the video. I hope you do enjoy. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, drop a like, and until the next one, this is your boy StellaCrew. I'm out.